Okay. I managed to fix the problem. I was able to uninstall the game and reinstall the game, and now the loading time is fixed. Apparently, I hope I don't have to do this multiple times. I really hope I don't have to do this multiple times if I'm being completely honest. Because otherwise, I may have to end up just discontinuing the series here. But anyway. Right. Right then. Okay. Fingers crossed that I don't have to end up discontinuing the series if the loading times are just gonna come back more horrendous than ever. Because I do not want that to happen. Right. Let's get to it, shall we? Anyway, last time on Disco Elysium, our character had woke up with amnesia, and then suddenly he started having a desire to become an anime protagonist, and by far many of his attempts have failed, as he attempted to do various things as a detective, trying to be the ace detective like in those mystery novel fictions. Mystery novel fictions, ace detective, whatnot. In anime style. And so far, he got humiliated by a street orphan. He got, what the heck's going on here? So far, he got humiliated by a street orphan. He tripped over a wheelchair trying to get away from, well, Dart, the bartender, not the bartender, the cafeteria manager. Third, well, he unintentionally tampered with the crime scene by shooting a corpse with a gun, his partner's gun, mind you. And many other things happened. But anyway. And now we met the union guy and discovered our true name. Harry DeQuois. DeQuois? I think it was something around those lines. A lot of bottles to pick up. Well, that's a plastic tear. Oh, the plastic one. Alright. Just a lot of bottles to pick up and sell at the Frita. Yeah. I will talk to Measurehead because I've done my race theory. Hello.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
I think I know what the race. Oh, sorry. I think I know what the race enigma is.
And
Paradoxically, you plan to supersede the Occidentals with their own race history.
look, babe. The minion of law is also a racist. But his racism is basic and rote. He thinks he has solved the great race enigma by describing a rote mechanism of scientific competition.
So unadvanced.
Totally like
The
Sapboard.
basic race education he received in high school has led him to think
Oh,
his
sweet.
phylum are the sole authors of race theory. An esoteric study reaching back to the ancient mass society of Pericarnassus over 4,500 years ago. You could have used this opportunity to overcome your narrow, Al-Ghul ravaged identity. Instead of unlocking the race enigma, you attempted to add to it unsuccessfully. Take solace from the fact that these thoughts will never entirely leave your brain. They will be with you on the day you die. The only germ of heroism in your body. Now go. I have beauty and truth to discuss with my woman.
Damn, Jean. How are you so romantic?
Anyway, points. Alright. I gotta remember that I can actually invest my points into my stats in the middle of like dialogue, do stuff like that. Can I not? No, I cannot. But anyway, I should, Evrod told me you help us get the body down from the tree.
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove
Indeed.
the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
Very well, Measurehead. I shall do that.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
We've already collected as much evidence as possible from the crime scene, so we should be fine. Isn't that right, Kim Kitsuragi? Hello.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Well, we're doing our best to keep things from going to shit.
Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit? I'm Katya, by the way.
Katya.
You hear that? That sound.
What?
It's breaking something.
What?
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Perhaps I wish I could also see it as well.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Evrod's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Damn. Yes, I am an unbelievably corrupt cop. That is none of your business, sir. Oh, you got the. Sounds like you got the body
Shrill
down.
laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez.
What?
It's Kuno. Then
What?
the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
Oh, oops. Sorry, mate. Hello, Measurehead. I believe your endeavor was... Well, not endeavor. I believe your task was successful.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Thank you for your cooperation, Measurehead.
Farewell, Hamsonwich. You are a Union man from now on.
I shall leave you to it. Right then, Kim Kitsudaye, let's get moving. But first, I must sell these bottles to the Frita. Because I've already amassed quite a collection, and I wish to sell it all. I'm just gonna click here. Yeah, can I go down, please? Thank you. There we go. Well, at least these aren't violent protesters. Anyway, Frita, I desire to sell these terror bottles. Alright. Now let's get some sweet, sweet Royale.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
10 cents. Oh,
Your
okay.
bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle.
Yeah, that's
You're
fair
a
enough.
richer man now. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol.
Fuck no.
Enter the endless cycle of consumption.
Hell no. Anyway, is there anything else to... Nope. Right. I barely got any money out of that. But it's something. Man, I really need to amass enough money so I can actually pay off the tab. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to amass like 75, yeah, 75 bloody, Real. Anyway, hello there.
Welcome to Rivachol.
The mark isn't addressed to you, it's just to the lieutenant.
This man looks like trouble. You might not want to get into this right now. Plenty of time later.
Why are you addressing my partner like that?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
Kim? Hello? Give it a moment, it's usually delayed. Um. Okay. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that harder for everyone else to climb out of this post-war limbo. Limbo? What's going on here?
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Well, I believe we have all learned something here.
I haven't learned anything I didn't know before.
The lorry man shakes his head with indignation.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Now that that's settled, we have a couple of questions.
Whatever you say, officers.
He waits impassively, cigarette smoldering between his fingers.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
Hey, I found the smoke in the trash. Yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
So, what are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What kind of cargo were you supposed to pick up?
Apples?
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Oof. What was that argument all about, by the way?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might...
Did his voice just change?
That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Not sheep, ostriches.
Well, I'll have you know that sheep don't bury their heads. Ostriches do. You're mixing up your metaphors.
Whatever. Go back to your college class, Bino.
Anyway,
Suit yourself, officer.
go fuck yourself. Bye. Oh my. Boop. Right, Kim. Let's get this body, somewhere.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well down. Well down? Well done! Well, it's down. Kim? Hello? Voice actor?
Mr. Measure
There we go.
does a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Yeah, we should probably take the bullet out of the body that I shot. A field autopsy? Yeah.
1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
Right. A little bit delayed today.
What are they on about?
Shut the fuck up, Kuno. Get out of here.
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Do we not have anyone else for this? A doctor?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From autopsy to cleanup to social work. Everything.
Huh. I did not know I was an honorary detective, if I'm being completely honest. I thought I was just a normal detective.
An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able. Usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is lieutenant detective.
Well, I certainly feel like a detective. Let us go.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
Of course. I am the main protagonist, after all.
it's either this, or we complete the initial interviews. We already met Evrard, that only leaves the Wild Pines representative. There's one in town, negotiating the strike. She could have information.
I doubt she would have any answers, and besides, I do not feel comfortable leaving this corpse lying here with Kuno and this other bitch. I don't trust him. I don't trust leaving this body here. Let's go.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Tell me who you are, dead man.
I'm gone.
Okay.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
Right then, first, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Alright, let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Alright.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Just fill this in, correct?
That's right.
Alright.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Begin.
That's you.
Right, Harry Dubois.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Coroner's case number.
KK57 0803 dot 0815
Write that down. Name.
NA. Next.
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
50. Roughly
the
50.
corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
Race.
Mondial.
Write that down.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky!
Would you just shut the fuck up, Kuno S? Anyway, male.
Pigs can have sex?
Male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Right, write that
What
down.
else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is the treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed. Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
Very well.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-Delorian burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbat puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches.
What is
to
this
make sure
skill
she
anyway?
is more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories, wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock.
What is happening?
GRIH. 42
It suddenly went on a
deceased
tangent,
persons found
just like
today.
that.
42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
Turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copy paper tries to answer why.
External examination. Summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it down.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
Write that down.
The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Write that down.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Just write that down. I'm not going to tamper anymore with the crime scene.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stone strong, post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Write that down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife with the other hand, pulling it on the belt. He starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, this obvious material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Haha! Oh yeah, I'm prepared.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Good thing we got these.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the ropes reaching the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Alright, now physical instrument. Time to level that shit up. Haha. Hey hey.
After some deliberation,
Yeah, protagonist route, baby. Woo!
together,
It's slowly coming into fruition.
sweat forming on your brow.
And click.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut, and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running a finger across the dark red groove until there's a gap.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Write it
Chest
down.
is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
He pulls down the man's underwear.
No, it's gonna happen. See.
Would you shut the fuck up, Kuno?
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Yeah, I feel you.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Write that down.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. Last item, hands.
Then he moves on to the other hand.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Write that down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Right. Internal examination.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
Nope. Right. Anyway.
Musculoskeletal. Purge
My
fluid
guy is
coming
an
from the
idiot.
mouth. Nothing very related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips.
Oh.
You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Oh, would you shut the fuck up?
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Bad consciousness if in prey, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. If he stops to exert more force, both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth. Hepatobiliary, NA. Same for toxicology and serology, NA. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits lividity in the lower extremities, feet, hands, and neck, visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
He breathes with a sign of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground. A pool of feces there.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Write it down. Omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries.
Let's
Summary.
see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
I mean, they're only bite marks, so I don't think they would be that deep. Predation shows damage to the body. Yeah, I'd say it's non-fatal. Non-fatal.
Next injury.
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Shut the fuck up, Kuno.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
The ligature mark. Actually, wait, what's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Very well. Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
Wait, the cervical column's intact? Huh.
Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
A dark red abraded ligature on the mark is there with the gap on the nape. 7 centimeters. Hybrid bone, hyoid bone is hemorrhaging on the skin above. Right. No signs of clawing on the neck. So it's possible he could have been hung after he was killed, perhaps. Yeah, because if he was hung straight away, then... Perhaps it was non-fatal post-mortem? The lieutenant falls silent abruptly.
He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's neck.
Because from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like being hung from the tree didn't kill him. It seems like he was murdered before he was hung on the tree.
Why do you say that?
I'm quite serious. I don't think this was the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Do I not have a reason? I mean... I also might be wrong, but... I mean, there's literally no signs of struggle. Literally no signs of struggle. Perhaps it was just a random guess.
Still, there may be truth to this one. I was ready to call a probable cause of death here, but now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
First, how did it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Shut up, electrochemistry. We're not finished with this investigation yet. What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Here you go.
For processing.
Looks to the dead man one more time, and then at the slip of the red paper in his hand, and at the corpse again.
He's thinking, did I miss something? You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse.
Ah, shite. Come on, my motorix. Well, fingers crossed. Probably not gonna notice. Oh! Holy shit, we did it!
Close, as if by their own volition.
Oh.
It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh. First with your fingertips. It's right under the palm of your hand.
Anime protagonist POV, let's go! Woo! Anime protagonist! Anime protagonist round. Yeah, that's right. Just pulled a legendary success right there. Wait, what is this over here? Anime protagonist POV. Anyway.
His cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
What the hell is this?
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Yeah.
Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
Shut the fuck up, Kuno.
The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider.
Fingers in the mouth. Where is it, I wonder?
The oral
there we go.
cavity is cold
Spit delay.
and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Open your eyes and look.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
What is this?
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up, tissue damage, wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Feel around first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
There's a cavity, cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Kuno's voice is hushed.
Quivering with awe. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching
What the
towards
hell?
the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
Let's do this.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger.
What the hell happened to this man?
Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
I feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
What is there?
There's a tiny crack. A protrusion in the cranium. Right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it. From the inside. The object that is in there
Oh, neat.
stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
The lieutenant leans closer.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
Her voice is absolutely sizzling with excitement.
Well, time to pull it out. Hey. Nailed it. Easy.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
Slowly pull it out.
The inside of the head
Is
feels
it a
cold
bullet?
and
A
smooth, like a glove.
Or was it shrapnel?
Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower. A blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful.
A bullet.
The lieutenant puts a small mark under the evidence. Map bag under evidence under it. Drop it in.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
May I have it?
Of course. You deserve it.
The lieutenant drops the bag in your hand. It feels light.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Agreed.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
he's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
The ligature mark, the fracture hyoid bone, it was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
I agree.
I have had my doubts for a while now, since I saw there were no signs of struggle on his hand.
Yeah, I thought the same as well.
Marks on his neck.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like, wait, there's no signs of struggle, especially when there's no claw marks on his neck, which usually indicate that he was, trying to struggle his way off the noose. So, yeah. So
There have
obviously...
been other signs too.
Haha,
Small
blah,
things.
blah.
We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we
I
would.
incorrectly dabbed to my protagonist POV that I've been displaying.
We didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there.
Perhaps the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why the fuck would anyone even want to do this?
To hide something. The real killer, the real motivation, what really happened here.
So, what is our next move?
We put him in a bag and carry him to the holding pen of Machinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport.
I see.
I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, detective.
Thank you.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. As far away, dogs are barking. Further yet, the sound of motor traffic. Detective.
Hey. Well, let's bring him back to Kinema.
All right.
He takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Very well. Oh, that's the autosave audio. Right then. We did it. Other than that bullet I put in that man's body, we should be good. Oh man, that was such a protagonist. Oh my god, alright. That was such a protagonist move to notice something like that. Holy shit. Alright then. Tell me about the case again. Actually nothing.
Good.
Right then, what's the next on our agenda? What the fuck is the time here? Okay. See if anyone's home. The Warlock on Wednesday. Where's the rest of the armor? Use the door. Very well, let's go and interrogate this rep. Or, interview, whatever. She may not be the murderer, but anyway. Let's get moving now. Hello there. Narrator.
A striking
There we
woman
go.
leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She sits closer and holds out her hand about the railing. Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
Like steel, there is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
Well, I mean, I'm wearing my gloves, so good luck with that.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode.
Did you really have to tell her that?
But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting.
She turns to you
I wish you a
unfazed.
swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Do you know anything about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed.
She almost takes
I'm
the
afraid
photo.
This is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos.
Better not tie the forestay to the batstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Well, what is your role precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Haha.
Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
So the strike is connected to the lynching.
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
Haha. Protagonist POV, guys.
She's resolute in this, yet you sense that she wants to tell you. You'll have to earn her trust first.
So you mean Jean-Luc? Actually, no, I don't. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna lose trust. I'm gonna get -1 influence. May not be a factor in this game, but hell. Anyway, how are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
She paused to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool, I see.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
What were their demands? Oh,
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh, yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
over-aggressive commie posturing, it sounds like.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
Most of them probably don't even know what that means.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's quite funny, I'd have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
So what are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags, a disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyar at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs at the gate. Did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrog, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
Don't let her answer it herself.
Don't let her answer for herself, okay. Let's call them the strikebreakers. You put them there, right?
If these strikebreakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
What do you think of Evrot?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick it with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
That's Evrot, all right.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
I remember hearing something about this Edgar.
Have you seen him?
No.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself, outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Hmm. Basically a socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
One more thing. You said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
What?
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
And what's her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the Union's files.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a Union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That is all I need here. Let us change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois.
Oh yeah, I still don't have my badge on me. Yes, my badge, of course. My badge that I have on me.
He looks at you expectantly. Then it dawns on
I don't have my badge, actually.
Oh. And what happened to it, Detective?
She returns the lieutenant's badge.
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My badge is, I have to say, quite relevant to this, situation.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, or nothing.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Fuck!
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Ooh. Good idea, suggestion. Voice in my head. Good thing I have a skill point. Now where's that suggestion? Boop. Wait, how many skill points do I have? Do I have more skill points? Oh, I do. Wow, I got a lot. Well, I shall save it for now. What are my chances here? How about I negotiate my way out of this one? Huh? Huh? Hey!
Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Such as?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
I believe that Everett may have my badge in his folder.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse me for a moment, madam. What's this?
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Alright, what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Bruta.
Okay, what is fascism though?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachel's problems?
I thought you were my circulatory system.
Quit stalling, Bruta. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link.
Left, finances?
Yes, them, but also women.
Women?
Women. Men of women.
Oh.
You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing.
Wait, what?
Women need to go back to the fucking kitchen.
What?
That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that women need to know their place.
Am I having some kind of stomach seizure?
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Okay, stomach, I've made my mind about fascism.
You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota.
Fuck no, I'm not going to be plagued by an upset stomach.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver. It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
So, Kim, what do you want to talk about?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go? I say you loudly in front of the rep.
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
Really? I thought it was going so well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into it.
Fuck!
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Well, what do you propose then? That we don't investigate into the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
We could also find my badge, if we can find it.
That would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
You're right.
You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months.
Fuck! Let's get back to her then. Greetings, ma'am.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Tell me about this. Tell me about the Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
Got it.
She nods.
So, tell me about this alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samar to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
And what do you mean by that?
The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
She gives you a knowing look.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
And what proof do you have that the Union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with the source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
Well, it doesn't seem like a coincidence that the lorries are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However,
She pauses, looking to the sea.
this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
She looks north.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did, on more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
Ah, the pissing competition.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCN. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
Alright, I made my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
We shall take this case, probe the drivers, and see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something.
Very well.
It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Thank you. That is all for now.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
I'm not going to ask for money. That is not very dignified from an anime protagonist. I feel like I need a torch for this. Hold on. Does it work at nighttime? Ah, lovely. You're holding the torch in a very strange fashion, I do admit. Alright, first off, we shall be meeting up with this fellow at the apartment. Apartment 28, I believe, to understand more about the murder. Come with me. Because it's already 5 minutes past 9. We should be able to make it. Oh, neat. It goes wherever I point my torch at. Neat. So wait, what happens? Wait, is it possible for me to rest at all, or do I have to literally sleep in Kim Kitsuraki's motor carriage? Oh boy. Ooh. You hear distant traffic, night falling on the city. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. So
Knock.
answers.
What? Oh, tomorrow. Well, shit. I suppose we could head to the pawn shop. Granted, if I actually know where the pawn shop is, because I have some stuff to sell. Alright then. Let's take a look-see. The jam mystery. Smuggling. Sing karaoke. I believe there are bottles in here. Right then. Oh, there is another bin. Oh, I didn't apparently pick it up from here, from this distance. Oh, another bin. Yoink. Why, hello there, Mr. Driver.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Just be straight with him.
Very well, suggestion. Well, I mean, your suggestion tells me to be straight with him, then I shall trust my mind. Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B. Okay, it's a bit delayed. There we go.
Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Who do you think could be leading the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
That's all for now. Goodbye. But first, I will cash in my bottles.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the... Do you know what you should do with that money?
Shut up, electrochemistry. Right, let's get out of here. What the hell? Yoink. What's in here?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look at the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crown with wavy rays.
What about the back seat? Back seat.
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Go on.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
The lieutenant nods towards the racist lorry driver. You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Why, hello there, madam.
The woman still.
Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Alright.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you jolted her back into reality.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Are you alright, madam? You're out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Wait, what's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Where else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The side walls and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero. Until you came along, that is.
Right, I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
What are you hauling? Oh, fuck.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let
No, I did not mean to click that option.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Alright, let's change the subject.
A hell dream is what it is.
Yeah, I did not mean to click on that option. What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds, really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you do not know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Wait, you get high off driving a lorry?
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Herife. It's low. I go to the bottom.
She closes her eyes
Yeah,
every year.
it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
What if the cargo is contraband?
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Well, you seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Loman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare.
Well, I was wondering if I could get any hands on an experience like that.
If you don't know,
Then what is it that you're hauling exactly?
you're man, Loman. What of it?
Okay, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You literally said earlier what you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Loman?
Drugs?
No, Loman. Diamonds.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. It's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Well, I didn't exactly ask you about the diamonds today. I don't exactly care about that.
Diamonds are good for you, Loman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
Okay, if you're not involved with the drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser in this jungle. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Thank you, for now.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Her voice shuts off. Right. Let's see here. Is there any more to explore down here? Not really. Oh, wait. No, I want you to collect it.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box, a variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
The vendor takes a pair of sunglasses and sticks them under your nose.
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth. Go over and ask him.
Try the shades on.
Abort. These are hideous. What's more, They don't even fit your face. You can feel them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow.
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. They're practically made for you. I'll let you have them for 2 real and 50 cents.
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take you seriously with these things on your face.
Your right composure.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
You're right, I'm too sensible for those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you. You should think this through, officer.
Rummage the box.
These are all boring. Boring for the ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Piraeus plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
Try again, maybe you can find some interesting sunglasses in the box. Damn it.
No luck. All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor, produced by a bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently. There's a malformed green frog on its bent cap.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals. Bang, bang! And all for a mere 6 real.
Hey, at least it might actually offer some protection against the sun. Not like those cheap plastic shades.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
This was the shoes area.
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically,
Or not.
perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of round, durable wear sneakers, ultra serious.
I can see you with taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Speaking of luxury, you should go over and ask about paying for those sneakers with your net worth.
Let's make the speed yours.
Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole. Dedicated, victorious, sporty. These found sneakers are a must-have for a track and field legend.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the
Oh my
latest
God.
sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Well, they need a Hello, sir.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang.
Well, whether or not I'm cool is unimportant. I have police questions for you.
You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around then. Strictly business. Maybe I can interest you in some premium menswear instead.
What kind of stuff you're selling here?
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom. Anything for you.
Where are the other lorry drivers? Oh yeah, that's the pawn shop. There it is.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
By the way, do you happen to have any guns, like the ones carried by cops?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
Wait, I sold my gun?
You...
With Kim here too? That just sounded really, really bad.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
What?
And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions.
Well, shit.
Healthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there is something you're not telling me.
You weren't quite yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
Very normal behavior. You must have been in great shape.
Wait, how much did I sell the gun for?
15 real.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you.
Ah, shit.
It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most. Wow.
Huh.
There's pity there too, in case you didn't notice.
Huh.
The light swirls in his face and glasses. He doesn't know what to say either.
So, was the policeman a buyer of the gun?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Well, shit.
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the Citizens Militia?
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea
Shit.
where she was coming from.
Wow, I really fucked things up when I was drunk.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everett wasn't lying, and the Union can track her down in time.
Have people from Everett Claire's Union have come to track that gun?
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip. But you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Wait, then it might be true. Everard's claims.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your guy.
I just don't know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
There's things I'd like to sell.
Sure. Let me have a look.
I'm not going to sell that.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I'm not pulling my check. Couple. I don't think I can send that. Wow, that's a lot.
Another time, perhaps.
Well, I have other business to take care of. Right then. Oh, right, I can't go through there. I have to go through the other way. Ah, yes, the Union Party. I almost forgot about it. I should probably stop flashing my flashlight in front of people's faces. Wait, what's this? Oh, alcohol. I'm not gonna use that. Just gonna have I'm just gonna have chain coders on me for no apparent reason. Anyway. Hello, Union Man. It's all about the money, you know. Oh.
You see a heavy steel door.
Right then.
Can I help you?
So about the money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
Can I pay with this check?
You must be joking, right? You come here, trash everything, and now you try to pay with a novelty check?
The cafeteria manager stares at you baffled.
This isn't a game show. I'm not going to accept it. You owe me cold, hard money. I want to see that money in the palm of my hand. every single cent.
You can cash it in at the local fleet near the harbor gates, though it might not be enough to cover it.
Yeah, I know that.
What? I was really enjoying talking about
So another
it.
thing at Welling.
Great. I love those.
There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Then do you know what's behind it? Do you have?
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Well, shit. How many points I got? I got 1 point, I think. So, well. Oh, I can actually boost one of my... Wait, can I do that? Oh my god. I can take my protagonist journey to a protagonist stats to a whole new level. Can I do that? I don't seem to be able to. Oh. No? No. No, I can't. It's set. Okay. Right then. I keep forgetting that door is not the exit.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Does Frita have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Come on, give me something to work with here.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
She turns back to her magazine without waiting for your response. I need to exchange this novelty check for cash.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir.
She rolls out the giant novelty check. She looks like she's seen it before. And slips it under the counter.
Else I can do for you?
That was easy. Worryingly, sir. Blow the whole thing on speed and gin. Right now.
No.
Speed and...
No. Fuck off. Right. Well. Yeah. Let us go. Hello again.
Looking for something?
You're the lorry man, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
You smell of booze and cigarettes. What's the difference about narcotics?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez.
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then what are you still hanging around for? Most of the canyons have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Well, I did see a lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kid boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Bad for him, I suppose.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs to Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Wait, the street vendor south of here? That guy's a lorry driver?
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? I tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit. He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanux lorry. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, alright? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Well, let us pay a visit to Selak then.
Guess so.
We're done for now. Yes, Kim? What is up?
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I unfortunately haven't paid the cafeteria manager for the damages yet.
You should take care of that, then.
Unfortunately, I lack the funds to do so.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
I'm only halfway there.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Oh, he's gone already. Okay. It's about the money I owe. I was wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement tonight.
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I will pay you back tomorrow. I'm an honest cop.
As a police officer, you must understand that I cannot take you at your word without evidence. Evidence being money. You can't stay here without money.
I still have my key, you know.
Good luck trying to use it.
Draconian measures.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
This conversation isn't going anywhere, is it?
Not until you bring me the money.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
God damn, what the... Ran onto lots of shit when I was drunk. What the hell? I did not mean to know that. Okay. Well, I'm probably gonna end up sleeping in this motor carriage after all. Hey, hey! Basically gonna be like Kazuma from Konosuba, just gonna end up sleeping out. Not quite in a proper house, but yeah. Well, Kazuma slept in a barn, or in a horse stable actually, and I'm guessing, yeah. Harry Decroix is going to, well, sleep in the motor carriage. Well, time to sleep in the motor carriage. Oh boy.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I have something here we could sell.
What?
Look in the back.
Oh, to sell?
Transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage. The
okay.
cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against
what?
The silver edges sparkle.
What do you have?
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What are those things?
They are spinner hubcaps. Frivolous.
Oh, sorry. What are those things?
When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them. It's just for vanity.
A vanity he wouldn't mind. Honestly, that sounds like an amazing physics demonstration.
And what do you mean you confiscated them?
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
So you took his spinners?
Mm-hmm. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence.
Isn't that corruption?
I don't know. Is it? I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
Well, thanks. I appreciate your help.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting such generosity from you. I thought you were actually gonna let me sleep in your motor carriage or out in the streets. Not going to lie. I thank you, Lieutenant. I have something to sell.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
The lieutenant steps in and hands in the spinners.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good.
200.
Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesk banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
The lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens the register and counts the cash.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come
Wow,
again.
so we get like a more or less profit from that.
Thank you.
He takes the cash, then turns to
Take
you.
100 real you need for your
Oh
pay.
no.
Do not waste it.
Oh, he's gonna keep it for himself.
The windfall is a small consolation.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I'm not selling
Another
that photo.
time, perhaps.
Well, let's get out of here. The anime protagonist life is not easy. Not in this setting. Not in this dystopian future. Not actually. No, wait, when does this game take place? So it's 51, so maybe like 1951 or something. Probably 1951. It's probably 1951. Anyway, from the sound of it anyway. Because, the areas don't look exactly technologically advanced. Oh, what's here? Yoink. Anyway. Let's get moving, shall we? Well, do not worry. I'll spend the 100 real. I'll still have 54 real in my pocket, so I'm good. Thanks, Kim. You really saved me there. Thank you, Kim. You really saved my ass there.
Yes, have you got it?
I do.
Well,
Here it is. Sorry for the trouble.
great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
20 real? Oh shit.
I'll take a room here too.
He opens his wallet.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Goodbye. Oh shit. I mean, I have enough to pay for 2 more nights, so...
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Ooh, we could have that one cinematic anime moment on the balcony where we talk about shit. Alright, let's go. And my character looks like a homeless person. Oh man. It must be the plastic bag or something.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
Well, so what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Wouldn't that be easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
What else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
And if someone arrests, is
We
this?
are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal.
Have you ever killed? So wait, what happens to the people we convict then?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courant and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
Have I killed anyone?
That's an improbability, perhaps even impossibility.
Probably have.
Precinct 41 is known for higher than average rate of police violence.
Yes.
He's not judging you. He's respectfully acknowledging the difficulty of working in your precinct.
Have you killed anyone, Kim?
Yes. The last time was 4 years ago.
He says it matter-of-factly and moves on. He has internalized it well. It's just that. A fact. A self-contained past event.
And who makes all of these rules?
The coalition government and the moral internal. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain the order. No more, no less.
His gaze absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's just say it was the coalition government.
It's probably more honest, yes. Either way, the Moralintern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
The moral intern. What is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something ominous. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
Who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the moral interns?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad. But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
Well, I have an opinion on the moral interns.
Do you?
Well, they seem to have done an awful job here. Have you seen the place? This isn't really humanism.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Huh, yeah. Vigilantes do sound quite bad.
Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
He looks at the roundabout.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
By the way, I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
Right then, the debrief.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. Then you shot him in the face, which wasn't ideal.
I just
managed to get him down from the tree. So as they say, all's well that ends well.
I'll admit I'm a little bit out of practice.
Being sober also tends to help with precision. Anyway, we performed a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. Moreover, you found that the hanged man wasn't just hanged, he was also shot.
Yes, not only by me, but another guy.
And you managed to locate and pull out the bullet, so we can get ballistics, make up the gun. All this is invaluable.
Well, it was the least I could do, given all my past mistakes.
The rest is up to the boys in processing. Maybe they will surprise us by doing their job for once, but I wouldn't count on it. There's still work to be done at the crime scene, however. We mustn't forget that. Now for the interview.
He takes a deep drag and looks at the city. That is my forte. Unlike most cops, I understand how important communication is in our line of work.
Very important indeed. Well, we conducted an interview with Everard Clare. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however.
He's a tough cookie, that one.
Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief.
Big relief. It was a very serviceable name too.
Moving on. We tried to interview the weapons rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
Yeah, that's just how we roll in Precinct 41.
It's impressive, to say the least. For a man your age, especially.
He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette.
Those are some stylish shoes too, by the way. Those loafers. Must be hard to run indoors like you do.
I kind of stole... I kind of just looted them out of an apartment building. I just looted them from a random apartment building. I didn't actually think he would take notice of that. But then again, I did do it right in front of him. Say nothing and look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, you know. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
And why the fuck are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
And in Jamrock and the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I certainly hope our investigation will help improve the situation here, or at least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Man, I got a lot of skill points today. Sick. What? See you in the morning. Likewise.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Let's invest in interfacing, shall we? Boop. Use your chain cutters to fix the faucet. Stop the stream from fogging up the mirror. Shit!
The cutter slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
Let's try again. I have so many skill points.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Let's try it again.
In it,
shit!
slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the force.
What the heck?
Place. Well, you.
Oh my god, I have literally have XCOM aim. Somehow. I'm like, shit. Fuck it, I'll try it again. I can earn more points later.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Alright.
In it.
There we go.
It's quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
Dig deep. I doubt that's gonna, yeah.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. It's too late.
Right. Let's check our notebook here. Find money and rent fee for that. Yeah, I know that. Smuggling. Info on the lynching. Palmador. Victim tattoos. I probably need to ask Luke. Well, I do have some booze. Why not? Why not a little sip? How do I interact with it?
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens. Light reflects off the green glass of the Commodore Red. The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it. There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now.
Take sip.
The golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess.
Hey.
So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done. From the void we came, and to the void we must return.
Well, back to it. There's stuff to interact with. Photo tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. The pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing familiar.
Who are you?
Gone.
And what is the meaning of this tattoo?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone close to the victim might know.
Fractured bullet.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
What do I do with you, bullet?
The squished little thing has no idea. I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet.
Find the gun that shot it.
That sounds like something a police detective would do. First, you should learn all you can.
Thank you, visual calculus.
Then find the gun that shot it and the person that gun belongs to. He used it to kill your victim. Neato.
Let's make the bullet closer.
The of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound. What's interesting about the bullet thus far?
It's a jacketed bullet close to a 5 millimeter in diameter.
A jacketed bullet, which would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle.
Oh shit. Anime protagonist coming through.
Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it.
Determine what kind of weapon shot this.
You
Shit.
Can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models?
Feel the bullet through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. It's just a racist mug.
What's in here?
A crinkled chewing gum wrapper. You carefully...
Right. Actually... Is the party still going on? Seems like it. Nothing new here.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Crawl in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come.
What?
And then sleep doesn't come.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease.
Check the blanket.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Roll to the other
It's
side.
a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him? Who?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence.
It's me.
You remember the scent of your childhood.
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs between her legs and in her mouth?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
Perhaps I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle, and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I could get them. Oh, actually, What would an anime protagonist do? I can get it all back.
No, it's gone.
Fuck.
3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
Elysium? What the fuck is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas on the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I could still come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown? Who are you kidding?
Wait, I've talked to you before. You're that ancient reptilian brain person dialogue.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do, even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I'm trying to resolve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
What? No!
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Gah.
Good going, buddy.
My goodness, what the hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
I should have had that drink. What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
I can take this. I'm not going to be looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
Fuck that. I can do without speed. The half-torn town will be dead.
Suit yourself. Slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Yeah. Right. That shall be it for this stream. Tune in for the next episode of Attempting to Become an Anime Protagonist, episode 3 of Disco Elysium. And hopefully we shall make it to our true endeavor of becoming an anime protagonist in this dystopian world. And with that, I bid you farewell.